Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra, I am teacher of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Today I am going to talk about Vishnu Puran, the story of Dhruva. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I am having Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple. And I would have to say Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but a true and pure book, the science and immunity. I am trying to propagate a community on the page of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempt to commit suicide on the page of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into the story of Dhruva and what we can learn from the story of Dhruva. Maitri says, Maitri Rishi, O great sage Parasar, now tell me about the creation night from the Bhrigu and a progeny of the present day. Bhrigu Rishi, who actually examined Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu about who is the greatest God. Bhrigu Rishi kicked on the chest of Lord Sri Hari. And Parasar replied, you know the sage Bhrigu was married to Khyati, and that union brought for the existence of the two male issue, the Tata and Vidata, and also a daughter called Lakshmi. Tata and Vidata were respectively married Mahatma Manu's two daughters, Ayati and also Niyati, and who begot two sons, Pran and also Mrikunda, and who were also agent of the Dhrutiman, also Markande. Dhrutiman produced Rajvan and Markande Vedshira, and this is how the creation continued to develop. From the Brahma's body was created Manu. From Brahma's body, Lord Brahma's body, the Manu was created, and Manu is force of all the human creation. Manu is force of all human creation, and hence the terms Manav or Manuj for man, who literally means a product of the Manu. And Manu had two righteous and brave sons, known as Priyavrta and Uttanpad. Uttanpad has two wives, Suruchi and Suniti. Suruchi's son was Uttama and Suniti's Dhruva. Means Suruchi's son was Uttama and Suniti's son Dhruva. Since Suruchi was more beautiful, Uttanpad was more fond of her. Hence his affection on Suruchi's son Uttama was more than what he showered on the Dhruva, son of Suniti. One day, while moving in the royal court, Dhruva found Uttama sitting on the father's lap on a throne, and he also longed to sit there. Means Maharaj Dhruva, actually he longed to sit there on the throne, and while he was trying, Suruchi, who was standing close by, and scolded him and sharply saying that he shouldn't covet for the throne, since the Uttama was its eventually occupant, and she also reprimanded Dhruva for trying to get something which was not his, which was not his. And Dhruva was feeling hurt, so he went straight to his mother Suniti and narrated her whole incident. And hearing it, Suniti tried to console her son. Dear son, once one gets this life in accordance with what had done in the previous life. Suruchi and Uttama must have done better deeds in previous lives than what we did to deserve the position they enjoy. Instead of craving the Uttama's position, you should try to do better deeds, so that in the coming life you may continue to get honorable position. And if you do good deeds, act righteously and religiously, there is no reason why you shouldn't get a better position than that what Uttama enjoy in the life. So on the story of Dhruva, we can understand we just have to perform our good deeds. Means our past deeds, our past birth deeds will definitely reflect in our present life. We are only getting a result of our past deeds, past birth deeds. Dhruva felt quiet and consoled with his mother's word And he said, Mother, your words have given me a peace. I will try to achieve the highest position of all. True, the king loves Uttama's mothers more, and it is also true that I am not her son. But I am your son, and I will show you what I can achieve. And I don't crave for the throne. Let Uttama have it, and I will achieve a place by my hard work and devotion, which may even be unachievable being for higher sages and seers. जो बड़े बड़े मुनि हैं, बड़े बड़े ऋषि हैं, वो भी नहीं अचीव कर पाएंगे. माता, मैं ध्रुवा आपका सन, माता सुनीति, मैं आपका सन ध्रुवा, मैं आपको प्रॉमिस करता हूँ कि मैं वो चीज़ अचीव कर लूँगा. The determination in the boy's word was apparent, and although Suniti tried to dissuade him from going the forest to perform the severe penance, and Dhruva would not listen to her. ध्रुवा मतलब जंगल में चले जाते, फॉरेस्ट में चले जाते. फॉरेस्ट was not far away from the palace. When Dhruva reached to the denser part of the jungle, he met seven sages, and he bowed before them and also said, I am Dhruva, the son of Raja Uttanpad and Suniti, and I am unhappy, so I have came before you. And the sages were surprised, and they asked, the prince, you are hardly 5 years old, and what could be the reason you feeling so unhappy at this age? Moreover, when Prince Dhruva reached to the forest, उन्होंने जंगल में जाने का प्रयास किया और ऋषि से मिले, तो वो 5 ईयर के थे, ओनली 5 ईयर. The sages were surprised and asked, the prince, you are hardly 5 years old, and what could be the reason you feeling so unhappy at this age? Moreover, your father is a king, very much on the throne, and nor you seem to be suffering from all illness. That what could have caused as much as happiness to you and drive you out of the luxury of the palace and the jungle? Dhruva elaborately told them the reason of my happiness, and he said that he desired neither wealth nor kingdom. He simply wanted to achieve a position no one has achieved before. Seeing his determination, the greatest sage amazed and quietly resolved in the forms and the newly formless of the child resistance, and they know child decide to achieve anything, nothing can prevent it. And so instead of the discouraging him or dissuading him from the performing the rigorous penance in the dense for jungle, they advise him to worship Vishnu, for only Vishnu you could assure Dhruva the position that he desired. And while departing, they taught him the 12-syllable mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhruva started chanting like this. And as they departed, Dhruva continued his journey onward to reach Madhuvan on the bank of river Yamuna, Madhuvan. Many years later, this region was to be known as Mathura, to established by Ram's younger brother Shatrughan after killing of Madhu Demon's son Ravana. Mathura city was established by Shatrughan, the Lord Ram's elder brother, by killing of Madhu's demon son Ravana, and selecting the net spot right to the bank of Yamuna under the huge tree. Another importance of Mathura city, Maharaj Dhruva got a salvation, the supreme destination, which one was provided by Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. This is important of Mathura city. Not only Lord Krishna's birth, but also Maharaj Dhruva, the Prince Dhruva, who got the supreme destination. He started to worship of Lord Vishnu, chanting mantra continuously. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. However, not many days elapsed when Dhruva's severe penance became to the cause and still in the dry realm, as has always been the case. Indra got nervous seeing Dhruva's this penance, whose ultimate aim he thought was to capture his Indra's throne, and immediately many kind of the obstructions were devised by celestial at the Indra's behest. Apsaras divine dancers were dispatched, followed by deadly Rakshasas, and the divine inspiration made jackals started howling around Dhruva's, and Ghosh and Govinds came to the frighten the boy, but the Dhruva remained undisturbed. Concentrating only on Lord Vishnu, he continued chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. When the gods' activities failed to disturb Dhruva's concentration, they grew panically, and they were not conceived that Dhruva must be eyeing at the some divine status, either Sun, Kubera, Varuna, and others. At last, they went to Vishnu and requested him to devise some plan as to make Dhruva stop his worship. Without bandying words with the gods, Vishnu reassured the gods that they should not feel disturbed. He knew that such a positions and material reward were the last things of Dhruva's mind. In the fact, Vishnu has allowed the gods to devise all obstruction to Dhruva's worship with the two intentions, and first to ascertain the firmness in the Dhruva's worship, and secondly to make the god realize that there were other positions much respectable than their own position. Having served his both purpose, he decided to appear before Dhruva. And so one fine morning, Vishnu appeared before Dhruva and offered him. Lord Sri Hari appeared before Dhruva and offered him a boon, उनको वरदान दिया. The boy opened his eyes and saw Vishnu and standing before him, and Dhruva sought the boon that he should always feel like a praying to Vishnu. And as a matter of the fact, Dhruva didn't really wanted a boon at all. When he saw Lord Vishnu before him, he desired nothing more, and all his yearning seemed totally gratified. Nevertheless, Vishnu was so pleased with Dhruva's devotion and selfless dedications that he persisted in the granting Dhruva's some boon. When persistently asked to reveal his desire, this was Dhruva at last said that he wanted a position that might place him on the top of the world. He wanted to get a top position at the top of the world. Vishnu assured Dhruva of his getting such a position. He also told Dhruva that in earlier life Dhruva had been a Brahman and who was devoted to Vishnu. And since Brahmana's friend was wealthy prince and he desired to get some position, so Dhruva was born in the life as a prince. However, in this life Dhruva desires no such a mundane status or wealth. Lord Vishnu promised to make him occupy such an eternal position in the sky as would make all the stars revolve around it. And his mother Suniti, by virtue of her being Dhruva's mother, got all his high position in the heaven not far from the Dhruva's son. So this is the story of Maharaj Dhruva. With a strong determination, with a strong determination and dedication, we can achieve anything, and it can only happen with the supreme devotion of Lord Sri Hari. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is all around the story of Maharaj Dhruva and Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. How Lord Sri Hari Vishnu put at the highest position of the heaven, and Dhruva become a star, and around him there were many stars. So Dhruva got a high position with his strong determination and strong dedication and strong devotion of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. If we dedicate ourselves, to Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, then we will surely get the supreme abode of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. So if you are having any questions, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.